Mayhem Show. Since 2006, the pioneer in pro wrestling podcasting.
This show is brought to you by IndyWrestling.us and IndyWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you got to do, make it last. Wait for the perfect.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 849. Tuesdays, we've been talking about professionalized wrestling. I am Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we got a fun one for you. Everybody's kung fu fighting. You'll get why that is in a moment. But first of all, from Beacon, New York, he's the only Mayhem with a feature and death letter from the WWE. He is Mad Mike.
I'm kind of confused. But
Why?
I'm sure the kicks are fast as lightning.
Her head don't feel good right now, that's for sure. Holy crap, NXT.
Mm-hmm. By the way, the next person you introduce should definitely do some ham-fisted segue into the next line of the song, so we have, progression.
What? I don't. Oh, okay. Well, next up to hopefully connect the whatever you just set up right now, is the man who's hold every job except for the one Mike has in the past in professional wrestling, Ronnie Starks.
I'm singing the "Everybody Was Kung Fu Lightning" lyrics in my head, and I can't think of the next line.
God,
So I just punch and kick, brother, because
Just punching.
Ronnie, it's just a little bit frightening.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry.
And Ronnie pods with expert timing. We'll finish it off.
And
Tina knows it.
what's that?
Tina chatting.
The chat's got the chat will always save us. And our special guest for this evening, he is the author of Quest for the Dragon Star, an oral history of WMAC Masters. And this is all Ronnie's fault. With us, Christopher Landis is with us. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys so much for having me. This is really cool to be here, and thank you for not leaving me to complete the lyrics because I probably would have spaced on it. I'm a dad of 2 young kids, and I am up way past my bedtime, so apologies in advance.
It's okay. There were funky Chinamen from funky Chinatown.
I am not saying that, and
I don't know if that holds up in 23. No.
It's
I'm not
saying
saying that.
lyrics. It's saying lyrics. It's
lots of things are in lyrics that a person like me shouldn't say.
That's fair.
Yes, exactly. Don't look at my playlist. Anyways, Chris, thank you so much. Of course, we're going to talk at length here in a couple of segments about the book, and you're going to tag along for Mayhem Mania here as well. I understand. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
This can be the second time we've had someone who's written a book on a promotion in Mayhem Mania.
What was the other one?
The Joseph.
Oh, did he write a book?
Remember, he said he had the book on Lucha Underground.
Oh, he had the book that he wrote of the story guide. Oh, yeah, that's what you meant. Okay.
That counts.
That counts. I guess, yeah, it does count. But we're making history again here, but you can check out everything and be a part of history at WrestlingMayhemShow.com for all of the archive that, hasn't been broken because of old servers or whatever. It's deep. Who knows what's happening back there? It goes back until 2006. But anyways, you can also hit us up at that email address.
Good times.
Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. 412-206-WMS0 is the hotline at Mayhem Show on the Twitter. And we have a Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook group where a lot of great discussion is happening. Also over on the Wrestling Mayhem Show Discord. That's where I've been dumping my New Japan thoughts when I'm watching them on Saturday and Sunday mornings after they air. And also we do have a Reddit if you want to start a conversation over there. And we are live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook, as well as the YouTube, the Twitch for Sorgatron Media, and the IndyWrestling.us Facebook. No, not the Facebook. Excuse me. The YouTube, the Twitch, and on IndyWrestling.network. So wherever you would like to check that out. And we do have all the chat rooms up so that we can see, you guys can be a part of this show and geek out with us over wrestling. Or tell us what's going on our new competitor, Major League Wrestling, on Reel's channel. That's with our friend Joe Dabrowski, who was at the beginning. Joe Dabrowski is at 2 places at one time because he'll be on Reels at 10 o'clock, and he's on the opening for our show when we start today. So thank you for Joe for multitasking, I guess. Anyways, where was I in my list? You can also subscribe to us on your favorite podcast provider as well. And thank you to our patron supporters at patreon.com/wrestling Mayhem Show. Our friends at the fan of the show level, Bo Diggity! Woo! As well as Ed Burke, Team Hammerfist, and Bobby F. J-Town. At the Poppy Club level, Dave, Prof. Bob Podner, Clipper of all things Sorg related, and Rats in the Trench Coat, Tony Kincaid. I'm not going to get used to that. At the Pizza Club level, Doc Revity and The Riz, who, by the way, had a great 2K22 My GM session with Dutters from this past weekend. You can go check out that on the YouTube page. I think we got DMCA takedown on Twitch. So go to the YouTube page for Wrestling Mayhem Show to watch that. And at the no, I already said that one. At the manager level, Bradley, as well as the overly caffeinated mother of dragons, Tina Keys out there out west. And the I want to go with Mad Mike. Don't try to Patreon anyone else on the way through the parking lot, because he gives $37.
The NXT parking lot's very dangerous.
Yes, and also temporarily at the pitch black level of the Wrestling Mayhem Show contributions. Yes. So, because just make sure you don't add an extra 0, guys. Anyways.
I really pop for the clerks joke.
Mhm.
I try to keep my composure.
Good, thank you for that.
Yeah.
You guys,
everything's fine.
you guys can support the show too, where you'll get fabulous extra opportunities to be a part of Mayhem Mania. This week, several of you on Patreon suggested more people to be put in space jail today, and we're going to find out after the break today what that is when Dutters joins us. But let's get into it. First of all, Mike, Cody Rhodes is Cody Rhodesing.
He sure is. He sure is, Sorg. Adrenaline in our souls. We all cry for Cody Rhodes.
Is Cody just going to regale us with a story about his dad every week that's going to make us cry, genuinely? Because, I mean, I'm sure he has plenty of them, you know.
Yeah, I assume that's what it is. I mean, like, I do love the fact that so Heyman came out. For those who didn't watch, and you really should watch because Raw was actually really good this week. 3 women's matches, which we never get. Like that's an NXT tradition. But Heyman came out and Cody said, everyone's trying to make this personal. I just want to win a championship. And then Heyman, well, he fucked up. And he made it personal.
Yes.
And now I'm way more interested. It's like, I don't know how much stock they can get off mentioning Dusty Rhodes as many times as they can.
Well, the entire storyline is about Dusty.
Yeah, but I feel like we need, like, I know it's probably not going to happen, but I think Dustin needs to show up at some point.
Yeah, and who knows? And maybe there will be a deal that he comes over, because he's already been kind of alluded to here in Monday's promo. And of course, for those that didn't check out Monday night, was Paul and Cody were alluding to a period in late ECW history around 2000 where the Rhodes were not doing well. I think WCW had shuttered at that point, and they weren't financially doing well.
I don't think WCW had shuttered at that point.
At least Dusty was outed. Dusty was not a part of it.
Dusty was done.
Yeah.
Dusty was done there because ECW shut before WCW.
Absolutely. And I guess Paul had given him some spots on some ECW shows, and I remember here. I know there's some DVDs from mid 2000s of wrestling promotions with Dusty on it a lot too. So.
Yeah, they're basically talking about the setting up the Carino Dusty feud.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
they really kind of
made Carino.
Yeah, it really kind of made Carino too, because he had the whole Jack Victory stuff, being the king of old school, and then he made Dusty bleed his own blood.
Yes.
I think they continued that. You were talking earlier about MLW's new show. I think they continued that Carino Dusty thing into the first iteration of MLW in 2002, where he formed the Extreme Horsemen with C.W. Anderson and Simon Diamond, I think, was the third. I don't remember. I was young then. I'm not now.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it's and it does feel like one of those. Although it was a little bit, I'm watching this promo and watching them kind of go off a little bit, and I was like, well, this is eating into the steel cage match again. But no, and it was late in the show. I think it was the 10 o'clock hour start, right? Wasn't it, Mike?
Yeah, it was fairly late in the show.
Mm-hmm. And on top of that, I know I was reading. I think there's an article that came up on Twitter about the houses have been up with Cody on the house circuit now. You know, we talked about last week, you know, there was a bit about like how Cody's been the go home guy, you know, and he's great to be on the mic and the guy to do that. We've seen that AEW, if you've seen AEW live, especially in the earlier iterations of that. So like he's wrestler, right? He is the guy for them to give the ball to. Like if Roman needs to step out, Cody's the guy. Like, I can't think of too many people that are kind of ready for that high-end position like that.
I mean, yes, but we also need two champions on two different shows.
Yeah, we could need it, but I think that's still debatable. You know,
I think we need.
I am enjoying. Okay, this is another discussion. I am enjoying the fact that with the main championship being treated like a big prize fight scenario as it is right now, right? Can we agree on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That now your Intercontinental and U.S. championships have been elevated. I don't feel slighted by the U.S.
But that's only out of necessity.
Is it necessity or is it by design? Right? Who cares if it's by necessity? It works. It freaking works.
But there's a world where you can have both.
I think they got too much going on there. You start adding all those belts, I think it devalues it, you know. I think
2002 it seemed to work just fine.
I mean, in 2002?
2002, 2003, 2004, you know, when Heyman was running SmackDown.
I think that's debatable. I think it's been
What? What? You look at 2002's pay-per-views and you tell me if anything felt short shrift.
Okay. All right.
It did not. I guarantee it.
Who was in the mix back then?
Lesnar.
Okay. What, for the secondary belts?
Lesnar became the champion when he beat The Rock, and then he was signed to an exclusive deal to SmackDown, and then they had to create another world title.
Right. Is this in the world where we had separate pay-per-views for each brand?
Yeah.
Oh, well then, I mean, that makes sense. We're not in that world anymore. What's that?
Now that everything is all together,
yeah,
there's really no point in having two.
It's always been one's going to be treated as a secondary, right? And we try to slam them all on every pay-per-view.
I still think there's a world in which we can have two world titles.
Okay,
trust me,
one world title. All right, if you're not going to do that though, then have it be one belt.
Well, that's
have it be one belt.
I think that's coming. I think I think the official belt unification might be happening. So
we're gonna get that classic Winged Eagle title back.
Yeah, maybe we get that at WrestleMania, where they recombine the belts, right?
Trust me,
that's what we said last year.
But I mean, right now, like the Usos are running around with two belts, Roman's running around with two belts. Like it's really, that's the look. Look at these guys, they have everything, right? It's back when, what was the thing in TNA where they had a match for literally every belt in Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling at the time? Like they won that match, but it looks a lot cooler now than just Kurt Angle running around with all the belts. Is that who won that? I feel like that's who won that. But anyways, so...
It was Kurt. He had all of them. He had the X Division, Heavyweight, the tag titles. I think he had the Legends belt. And then he had the IWGP.
Like it was obscene. Oh, he had the IWGP. Wait, he had the IWGP like main title?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
He won it from Lesnar.
Oh jeez.
Because Lesnar wouldn't drop to Shinsuke Nakamura, so he dropped it to Kurt Angle.
Of course he did. Yeah, it helps having Gunther and Austin Theory as secondary champs. Yeah, I say, it gives
I don't know if
them,
it helps having Theory.
It helps having Theory and Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, okay,
helps.
That's
either
much
way,
better.
Theory is in good company, and Theory where we think of him, of course, personally, he could be a dirtbag, but I think professionally he's been doing real fucking great. So like that, I think that's like this attitude change they did with him after he lost the belt initially, I think has been wonders for him. Takes him more seriously. And
now he's acting like the second phase of Miz.
Yes, he is. Yes. But it worked well for Miz. Why wouldn't it work well for that?
If you hate him, then you know he's doing good.
I don't. That's not the reason I hate him.
That is true. There can be reasons for you to hate him that are not okay. That's it's kind of like the Riddle situation, right? So that aside,
yeah.
But either way,
I just hope, because right now Elimination Chamber looks fucking bonkers. Like the whole show looks fucking bonkers, and I'm hoping that we get Johnny Gargano winning the U.S. title.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be amazing? But what a step up that would be for him. So other than just the guy that comes out and high fives Dexter Loomis, which is also great. Great.
I saw him point out, he was like, it was in Canada when I made my return, and I talked about winning the U.S. title, and an old friend came to greet me, and now I'm going back to Canada, trying to win the U.S. title from that same old friend.
Yes.
I mean, that's what I do. But I don't have the book, so.
Anyways, so a lot of great stuff happening there. Hey, I want to make sure we have plenty of time for our discussion with our guests here. So I want to give a quick shout out. If everybody can check out IndyWrestling.us, we have a lot going on. We just had our friends at Top Rope Table Hop, yes. Top Rope Tabletop here this past weekend. Friday night, they did Session 7 of Campaign 2. Our friends Keith Hott DMing, Justin Idol, Tony Kincaid, Tatiana, and others. So go check that out. That's over there on the IndyWrestling.us YouTube page and over at IndyWrestling.network. You can check out the past campaigns to catch up on things as well. They do it's a really fun session that they have going on over there. And it's gotten me to start watching Critical Role. That's how much they've been getting me into it. But anyways, a lot of other great stuff going on there. Of course, the last 2PW show, the Walter Wright Third Memorial, as well as our friends at Rise Wrestling, VCW, who's coming back in a couple weeks with, hey, we were just talking about ECW. Shane Douglas is going to be a part of that show. That's going to be streaming on the network here. And of course, just started this last week with T2T Pittsburgh. I will learn how to say that. Academy up in New Kensington. We're starting a weekly fight night with the students up there. MV Young is a part of that and running the shows. And part of our, Ronnie, you were a part of that on camera crew. We're starting to do a little bit of training up there, a little bit of refreshing for people, trying to bring some new faces here on the production side for our side, but also, a great showcase for some younger talent that are very, very early in their reps. And I got to say, for the students that are coming out of there, I'm really impressed what we're seeing so far.
They're really good.
I've seen student shows or debut shows in front of a lot more people that have gone a lot more questionable. So I mean, I was really impressed with that. I know those guys have had a few matches probably in with all the stuff they're doing up there, but man, I think it looks like MV and the crew up there is doing it right. So look for those streaming on all IndyWrestling.us, YouTube, Twitch, and the network. It's going to be every Thursday at 8 p.m. for about a good 4 matches. It looks like it's going to be nice, quick, short show. We could be MLW. I'm going to keep taking pot shots at them. I'm going to watch the show, but so the new competition. We moved the damn show again, and then somebody pops up. Those sons of bitches. Holy wrestling nights, by the way, right? Because now you got 3 hours of wrestling on Tuesday, 3 hours just with Raw. Not to mention the AEW Dark and Elevations. Jeez. Wednesday only has Dynamite, thankfully, so far. I don't know. Plus, whenever New Japan pops up all the time, right? So we have our guest with us, Christopher Landis, the WMAC Masters book. For those that don't know, can you explain briefly what this show is that we're talking about, and how you came to the book?
Yes, absolutely. So first thing I want everybody who's just learning about this to remember is this is 1995. Okay, this is not
Get into the
2005.
time machine.
Remember what was on TV in 1995. Remember what was in theaters in 1995. Remember how things were shot, and it'll help you acclimate a lot better. So WMAC Masters was a kids martial arts TV show that ran for 2 years, 1995, 1996. It was created by 4Kids Entertainment. It was the first property for 4Kids Entertainment. They would go on to do a little thing called Pokemon, no biggie. But essentially, it was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers meets the WWF. Is the easiest way to describe it. Mortal Kombat for kids is another way people describe it. Pardon me, I'm a little sick. I apologize. My 2-year-old started preschool and brought home all the germs. I apologize for the mess. But basically, it was real life world champion martial artists. These guys and girls were world champions in multiple disciplines, multiple weight classes. They had 2 Olympic gold medalists in Taekwondo on the roster. These people were the majority of them were legitimate, like badasses, could knock you out 11 ways before you hit the ground. They took them, they gave them these over the top versions of themselves as characters. So Hakeem Alston, world champion kickboxer, becomes Hakeem the Machine. Herb Perez, Taekwondo gold medalist, becomes Olympus. And they gave them these characters, very 90s WWF style characters, and they had them do these choreographed fights at Universal Studios. It wasn't like, oh, we're at Universal Studios. It was, they shot overnight in the off hours, and it was the Mayan temple, and it was they gave them these battle zones, and there were these storylines, and they always tried to teach life lessons. And it was just, for a kid like me, I was the target demographic. I was 8 years old when it was on. I was a fan of Power Rangers. I was a fan of WWF, and I was obsessed. And the only problem was it ended after 2 seasons on this giant fucking cliffhanger that they never resolved. And so, flash forward, I'm a writer. I have a novel come out, and I get scammed by the publisher, never make a dime, spend a lot of money to get the rights to the book back. And so I'm sitting there, it's spring of 2021, and I'm like, well, what do I do now? I'm not ready to write another novel, go through all that again. And so, I'm sitting there with my, at the time, 1-year-old, almost 1-year-old son, and I'm just kind of flipping through YouTube, and the algorithm blesses me with WMAC Masters. I'm sure I had watched it at some point recently, but it popped it back up. And I was like, I wonder if anybody ever has done anything. I'm thinking a blog article, a Medium piece, something about the show, something just to get my writing muscles going again. And I Google, and nothing's ever been really written short form or long form. And so I'm like, all right, I've got enough cachet. I've got a pretty good looking website. Pays to be married to a graphic designer. I've got, some experience to my name. I've covered soccer. I look legitimate enough that somebody might talk to me. So I start cold emailing any of the cast members who still run martial arts schools. And the first person to respond to me is Chris Casamassa. He played Red Dragon on WMAC Masters. He also played Scorpion in the original Mortal Kombat movie. And he's like, yeah, I'll talk to you. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, let's do a call. And from there, it's, oh, you should talk to this person. Here's this person's email address. And it became kind of the word of mouth, everybody hooking me up with the next person in the line, and everyone was just so excited to talk about the show because it was this really special time in their lives that no one had ever asked them about. So I ended up interviewing everyone on the show except for 5 people. One, Richard Brandon, has passed away, and the other 4 I couldn't get a hold of, or they weren't interested in various reasons. I interviewed the rest of the cast, the whole cast besides those 5. I interviewed the creators of the show, the writers, the producers, the camera people, the directors. Isaac Florentine is a famous action movie director. I got to interview him. I interviewed just the major players in front of and behind the camera, and I ended up documenting the entire arc of the show from its creation, from how it was almost a WWF show, to where it was going in season 3 if it didn't get canceled. And it's been a really crazy ride.
That's amazing. So I didn't know the bit about the WWF show. Can you tell us about them? I'm sure that's going to be very interesting to our audience.
Yeah, absolutely. So it came on my radar, that rumor. At the time, it was a rumor, came on my radar because Bruce Pritchard, on Something to Wrestle With, in one of the early episodes before he got rehired, and I don't listen anymore, I don't have time, but I've heard it's gone downhill. That's neither here nor there. In one of the early episodes, he was talking about somebody pitched us this martial arts show, we just, we weren't interested. And he didn't remember the name. Conrad didn't know the name. And so I immediately go, oh shit, he's talking about WMAC Masters. And so when I'm talking to the producers, the creators, I asked them, and Norman Grossfeld, who was the guy who ended up being the main showrunner, the guy who did the writing and the day-to-day producing, goes, I don't think that's true. No, I don't remember that. I don't remember them ever being involved. It turns out it was just a little before his involvement. He told me there could have been some conversations. That was his words. Turns out it was pitched directly to the WWF, and they actually agreed to try to finance it and to make it happen. To the point where there were press releases put out, joint press releases of Leisure Concepts and Titan Sports. Eventually it just kind of quietly disintegrated, and Leisure Concepts that later became Renaissance Atlantic, not Leisure Concepts, I apologize, I misspoke. They ended up hooking up with Bandai, who would do Power Rangers and stuff. But basically what happened was, the reason why Norman didn't know about it is because the woman who came up with the original concept, Carlin West, took it to Al Kahn, who was in charge, and he worked closely with Vince, and so they pitched it directly to Vince. And they were like, okay, yeah, let's do it. I imagine it was, yeah, let's try that, pal. But I do a really terrible Vince. That was bad.
Hold on. Mike, can you take a crack at that, please?
One more time?
Let's try it, pal.
Let's try it, pal.
There we go.
There you go. Thank you.
And so they were getting into it to the point where they were, putting out these press releases, but then a little something called the World Bodybuilding Federation happened. And I have never been able to prove this because WWE left me on read, as the kids say. But the World Bodybuilding Federation happened. That pay-per-view was a disaster. They're like, we're not going to try to do another co-branded thing. We're just going to quietly pull out. So the WWF did not end up partnering up with Renaissance Atlantic to make the show, but it almost did, and that was quite surprising to actually be able to prove Bruce right, even though he didn't remember the name of the show.
to prove him partially right, I guess, is the case, right?
Well, I mean, from his point of view, was probably right. I don't think Carlin West told me she didn't remember meeting Bruce Pritchard. He wasn't in any of the meetings. This would have been 93, 94. I don't know what his position on the hierarchy would have been at the time. So he might not have been in those types of discussions at that point.
That's awesome. So the book comes out. How long has the book been out again?
The book came out in August of last year. So however many months that's been. That is
so wild. We happen to be having this conversation just like a month or so ago. So, and this thing existed. And Ronnie, I know you rediscovered that with like the YouTube. I think you had the same thing. The YouTube popped up on your radar, and you were revisiting the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Ronnie, you read the book.
Yes.
I will hand the floor over to you because I'm sure you have many questions on this.
Really, I just want to bullshit about WMAC Masters.
I just want to know if there's a WMAC Masters group text. Like, that's got to be fascinating if there is.
Honestly, I have not had a group text sort of experience. I do still occasionally text or message on Facebook. A lot of them are active on Facebook because they're older, not so much Twitter or anything like that. But there's never been a group text. A lot of the cast actually had fallen out of touch with each other. I got the honor of kind of reconnecting a few of them together because over the years they just drifted apart. They had done a couple of small reunions here or there, but it was never the whole cast, and a lot of them just got busy. They have families, they have schools, they have other projects.
Mm-hmm.
So no group text, but everyone, nobody would really say a bad word about anybody else. They would kind of hem and haw around it, so there would really be no tea to spill at that point. Except for Timok. Fuck that guy. Sorry, did I say that?
Wow.
Well, that's the right show, I guess.
No, I'm sure he's a fine person when he's not being a professional asshole. I don't
That sounds like how we talk about some people in wrestling. We're like,
yeah, absolutely.
Real piece of shit, but he's an alright guy.
Yeah.
I will say that the only person who was difficult to do business with was Timok. He still thinks The Last Dragon is incredibly relevant, and it's not. And he just big leagued me, and I don't mind if he big leagued me, it's fine. But I was trying to get in touch with him, and my wife's sister, who knows nothing about any of this, she was going to a convention he was at, and I just asked her to give him my business card, and he was a total douche to her. So that's
Wow.
that's when it went from, oh, this guy's hard to get a hold of, dang, I'm used to that. There were a few of the cast members who were hard to get a hold of, to okay, fuck this. So yeah, I was actually, my editor forced me to e so in the book, Timok was on the pilot episode, and they ended up recutting because he got fired. They ended up using some of his bits in season 2, but I got to see the pilot episode that never made air, and so I wrote a review of it and described what happened, and I was not too kind to Timok's performance because it was bad. My editor, knowing that I have a little bit of personal animosity towards him, made me water it down decisively to the point where I felt really weird about the integrity of the statements. But now that the book is out, I can safely say he was bad, y'all. He was bad.
Oh Jesus, it is just like wrestling then.
Oh yeah, definitely is.
Oh yeah, for sure. There were people on the show, no one who would go on the record with it, but this person never wanted to lose, and it was always the same person who never wanted to lose. I wouldn't, my discipline wouldn't lose to their discipline.
Wait. So there were.
So it's still real to him.
Arguing about booking decisions in the martial arts show.
Well, yes, because you got to think about it. These people are all legitimate world champions. These people are all active. They were, some of them may have just retired from the circuit, but these people are big names. A lot of them have martial arts schools, and no one had ever done a show like this before. So, they're using their real names too. They're performing as, this isn't the person who refused to lose, but Larry Lamb in season 2 became a villain. It was when they kind of went in a more storyline-y direction, and he became the heel, so to speak. And his karate school suffered for it because kids, because it's targeted to kids.
Oh no,
he was bad now, So, yeah,
nobody wanted to train with the heel, yeah.
So yeah, these people, they're all macho alpha males, alpha females, they all respected each other incredibly.
Yeah.
But there were times where no, I'm not, that kick wouldn't hit me, let alone beat me. I'm not going to lose to the Kenpo guy, and there's one person who I'm told I'm not allowed to name, but I'm sure you could guess, who just did not ever want to lose to anyone.
See, that's when you get someone to come in with like a taser, and then
no, but he did lose. He did lose. Like ultimately, these people were all professionals, and the aforementioned party always did business, but it was always protected. So
we didn't have a WMAC screw jobs then, right?
Never. No, absolutely not.
So that's interesting. So you mentioned that, like the obviously the potential for the WWF roots in this thing. So did the producers come from a wrestling world? Were they minded in this? Because this seems, I don't feel like this is something that would have come out of Hollywood. This sort of concept with the quote unquote realness on top of it, right?
So Al Khan, who was the money guy, basically, for lack of a better word, he worked closely with Vince for years. He actually told me when I got to interview him that he's the one who told Vince, make sure you have them change their names so you can own their names. Like he laid claim to that distinction, but he's the only one who had any sort of wrestling experience at the time. Carlin West, who came up with the original concept, later went on to help book some of the Disney tapings for WCW after the fact. But no, Norman Grossfeld and his now wife Kathy, they were the main showrunners, main writers day to day. They didn't come from a wrestling place at all, and they still aren't associated with wrestling at all. In fact, they specifically said they didn't want to get too far into WWF territory with how they approached the show, because they wanted to differentiate from that, because in a lot of markets it was airing after Superstars on Saturday morning.
Right. So,
and that's how I got introduced to it, because when I was younger, it came right on after WWF Superstars, and I would watch it.
Yep.
And I would watch it religiously as a kid. I was probably like 8, 9 years old. So, and then when I just recently found it on YouTube and I started tweeting about it, and that's when you started following me on Twitter, because I kept talking about it. And I love
Is it
WWE.
vanity searching if you're searching the topic you wrote about? Because I do that. Is that vanity searching or is that just marketing?
That's marketing.
That's marketing.
That's just,
That's
that's
marketing,
just
brother.
research and in development, right?
Okay, R&D. That's right. That's right.
So
I mean, I think everybody should sit down and go back and watch WMAC Masters.
Yeah,
It's so good.
It
so
is free on YouTube. I am not associated with the God Sent Soul, whoever posted it all on YouTube. It's some place called WMAC Masters Archive. Not associated with it. I don't make anything for the clicks. I'm just grateful that they put it up and the pretty decent quality that it is up on. It's on YouTube. It's not going to get a physical release because the complicated ownership issue. Basically, 4Kids Entertainment went belly up. Some things are owned here, some things are owned there. Saban was the co-owner. Saban's parts may be owned by Hasbro now, but no one's really sure. Question mark.
I thought Disney was picking up part of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So,
I guess
Disney's picking up part
that's our
of
point, right?
everything. Yeah, Disney pretty much owns the world.
Since
We're
nobody
all
owns
becoming
this,
part of the House of Mouse.
since nobody owns this, I feel completely safe playing parts of this on the show now. So look at
yes,
this.
absolutely. So what you're seeing here is he and Tsunami Gwen, who was one of the stunt doubles for the original run of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and there's Chris Casamassa, who played Scorpion. In the original 2 Mortal Kombat movies. Ian actually told me he trained some pro wrestlers in martial arts, and he would sometimes throw a couple of wrestling moves into his spots here, so to speak, in WMACs through some head scissors, some Hurricane Rana type things. I don't think he does one here, but
I hope he trained Glacier.
he couldn't remember anybody in specific, but I do have a WCW related adjacent story. Ernest the Cat Miller took on Hakeem the Machine Olsen for a heavyweight kickboxing title Hakeem held. I believe Hakeem won that fight, but I have never been able to corroborate the victor of the fight, but I'm told Hakeem won. Have mercy.
Somebody call his mama.
I do remember coming across this because again, I don't think I was in a position to regularly see it like after Superstars or something, right? I think I was in junior bowling league at that time frame. But I remember like turning it on and I'm like, I don't know if this is like professional wrestling or like American Gladiators from the bits that I saw of it, because it was interesting because it kind of like, you know, not knowing martial arts and knowing that this is more stunning kind of stuff. You know, it really didn't, and I guess I didn't stick around long enough for the cheesiness to set in, to kind of figure that out.
Yeah, that should be noted for anyone who hasn't checked it out. There's some cheese here.
This is the Power Rangers era where
I mean, if you've seen Power Rangers and you've seen the first Mortal Kombat and you don't expect cheese, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, and this is also very much a kind of DARE adjacent. If you remember DARE, Drug Abuse Resistance Education, this martial. Okay, let me back up. Like I said earlier, these people were all legitimate martial artists, legitimate world champion martial artists. This is pre-UFC era. This isn't the era of MMA bros and you know, Ed Hardy shirts and tribal tats. This is back when it was very much this is what you dedicated your life to. And one of the real goals of the show was to present martial arts in a positive way to kids, because this was being marketed to kids. They wanted to show what martial arts could do for kids, and so there was a lot of do what's right, don't fight, and they always tried to kind of mix in the fights were kind of the main portion, but in between, kind of splitting them up, they had these skits and these flashbacks and vignettes, and a lot of them were all kind of centered around they called it the code of the Dragon Star, and it was discipline, all that, you know, all those kind of lessons they were trying to teach the kids, and so a lot of those skits and those flashbacks and vignettes, they get real cheesy because these people were not actors. None of them at the time were actors. Some of them acted after, but at the time, none of them were actors, and that was repeated to me several times by the cast. They were like, "We weren't actors, bro. Like, the best actor was Chris, and he wasn't that good, you know." So, so there is a good deal of cheese, especially season 1, episode 5. Red Dragon gets a space girlfriend, and I'm not going to say anything more because you need to go watch it. Season 1, episode 5. Just Go watch it. It's worth it.
It's fantastic. Dude, I just loved everything about WMAC Masters. I enjoyed watching every episode. The one thing I completely lost my shit over is when they had the Dragon Star fight in the what the hell ride was that?
The underground subway ride, right?
The earthquake
Yeah.
ride. I completely lost my shit because I'm sitting there. I'm like
the one
all right,
from Universal.
It is the ride. They had the fight
Oh my
in the
God.
ride at Universal, and they turned on all the gimmicks in the ride. So
it's like the end of Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Yeah. So the ceiling would fall down, and as the gas tank would come down, and everything would explode, and then the water would come down the steps, and just everything happened. But my favorite part about the whole thing that was so damn cheesy was they were up in the WMAC Masters arena and like the backstage area, and the cameras would shake like there was an actual earthquake going on. Yeah. And so everybody was just like, "Whoa, shit!" And just I lost it.
I mean, it's not Scorsese directing De Niro here, guys. Come on,
it's Saturday morning. It's Saturday morning children's programming. Damn it! It's so
good.
That episode in season 2 was really a kind of, I don't want to say the peak of the series, but it was kind of the best mesh of the two styles. In season 2, they got more storyline driven. They got away from the life lessons kind of method. They started this good versus evil storyline. There was this shadowy evil martial arts organization. It got pretty heavy and dramatic for a kid's show at the time in some of the later episodes. But that episode where they do the rematch in the subway is kind of the best mix of those two styles, because you have some of that drama, but you still have the more martial arts focus. And it was Hakeem and Hosung, that's Hosung Pak there on the screen, superstar. He's one of the two guys involved in that storyline, and he was the original sprite for Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. He was the original motion capture artist. There's Hakeem Alston, the Machine. He played the warrior monk that fought Liu Kang in the original Mortal Kombat movie, got his soul snatched by Shang Tsung. So lots of Mortal Kombat connections here, but yeah, here are the guys entering the underground tunnel.
Oh, so this is it. Thank you, Google search.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, God.
And I've never been to Universal to see this ride, so this is all new to me.
I don't know if any of it's still open, honestly.
Yeah.
No. The earthquake ride was replaced by, I want to say, Fast and Furious.
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh.
So the ninjas here, most people don't know this. The ninjas were played by the other cast members when they weren't in the main fights.
Of course, it's just like Chikara. Whoever wasn't wrestling played Nan.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Oh.
Chikara we do not talk about who those ants were. I will not stand for this. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, one of them seemed like he could be really good at PowerPoint. That's amazing.
One of them is a huge WMAC Masters fan, and there are a couple of huge WWE WMAC fans that I have got to talk to, and that's always gives me a little thrill as a lifelong wrestling fan.
Honestly, just that little clip, I may start binging all of this.
Well, do I have a book for you, sir?
That looks fantastic.
Got it on hand.
Yeah. So the book, I tried to make the book. Obviously, my target demo was people who love the show. I tried to tell the whole story. I tried to answer all the questions, get all the dirty details, find out what was going to happen, But there are only so many people who love the show. I tried very hard to make the book kind of a series guide that someone who's never seen the show could pick up and kind of use it as they watched along to kind of get the most enjoyment out of their viewing, I don't do the full, Scott Keith play-by-play of, then he hit him with a big back kick or, back leg front kick, whatever, You're
not going to sit there and describe an entire Royal Rumble match like a McFoley book or something.
Right.
What a maneuver.
Yeah. But I did very much try to kind of give someone who had never seen it or who wasn't watching it at the time an idea of what was going on, the kind of flow of the episodes, the flow of the fights, and things like that. I really wanted someone who only had a passing interest maybe in the show to start with, but was interested in the pro wrestling aspect or the Power Rangers aspect or the Mortal Kombat connections. I wanted to give them kind of a window into the show and be like, hey, this is actually really cool. So if you do end up checking out the show, I do think that the book is still, something that would benefit. And I don't just say that because I wrote it.
And I will share the book off again.
There you go. Quest for the Dragon Star. It is on Amazon. And is Amazon the primary way to pick that up?
Amazon is the primary way. It is also listed on barnesandnoble.com. It is listed on target.com. It's not in any of the physical stores because they don't stock someone this small. But if you are anti-Amazon, there are other links. You can go to WMACmastersbook.com. It's kind of a link tree situation. I get you wherever you want to go. It's listed on all the major online retailers.
Excellent. Well, it is we're creeping up on time for Mayhem Mania. Thank you so much for joining us. This is wonderful. Like this is what I love. And just it's wrestling adjacent, very much so. If you watched it back in the day, apparently in this area.
I got one more wrestling adjacent tidbit for you before I have to go put my kids to bed way past their bedtime. Hakeem the Machine, the large African American gentleman we just saw, was offered a WWF contract after the show ended.
Really?
And so this is 1997, which would have put him right in the time where the Nation of Domination was starting. So, I can only assume that's where he would have gotten dropped. He turned it down to be in a movie. But we were this close to either Hakeem Olsen in the Nation of Domination or the Lethal Weapon, Steve Blackman becoming an actual black man. Now that I say that out loud, I'm not sure if I should have went there. But,
wow.
Yeah, let's not clip that one. Leave that out.
No, I'm just thinking of wow, that
would have been really amazing, right? Because he had all.
What movie did he go do?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I know.
I'm curious.
I know after the show, he ended up doing a season of the Robin Hood show that was on TV for a while, The New Adventures of Robin Hood. But I don't think that's what he turned the WWF down for. I think there was a gap in between there, but I don't remember what he told me. I'd have to go back and look at my notes.
Fantastic. Go check it out. Again, that is Quest for the Dragon Star, an oral history of WMAC Masters by Christopher Landis. Thank you so much for joining us and imparting this wisdom on us.
Thanks for having me. This has been a lot of fun. You guys have a great night.
Excellent. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to get into Mayhem Mania, but first let's give a shout out to our good friends down the street here, New York City style Yinzer Made, Slice on Broadway, Beachview, Carnegie, East End, North Hills, and the South Hills. I'm sorry, Southside Works, excuse me. Thank you so much for them for supporting the show. We had some guests earlier for the show before us earlier, and good to have get them fed. It's around dinner time. Thank you so much. They've been supporting us for a good long time, and sometimes they support our pay-per-view parties too, in their own way. So thank you to them, and check them out, sliceonbroadway.com. We'll be right back after this. We're going to have a quick clip if you're with us on the video version from the last Rise show, as we're getting ready to head down to Uniontown for the next Rise Wrestling event, which is going to feature Brian Pillman Jr. coming in to challenge for the Rise Grand Championship against Edric Everhart, plus other great matches lined up there. Go check it out. We'll be right back after this.
What up, everybody? Ty Cross here, and I know you all know who I am. We have breaking news for the Wrestling Mayhem show. Mayhem Mania 2023 has got a brand new host, and I know exactly who it is.
Me, Benjamin C. Steele. Nice coat, by the way. Did they give you a bowl of soup with that? Yeah, it's Benjamin C. Steele. Tell him. You can call me BC Steele. You can call me Benjamin C. Steele. You can call me Mr. Steele. Tell him how it's me.
Ben?
Yeah.
I know who it is.
Yeah.
And it's not you.
It's me, the Maven of Mayhem, Judders. And you all have your work cut out for you this year. They wish it was you two.
Stutters.
Championship. The challenger, Chase Oliver. His opponent, the Rise Grand Champion, Hendrik Everhart.
Tonight is the biggest match between the two.
Chase Oliver could really cement his career. The momentum tilting towards the challenger.
Wait a second. Oh, the shoulder! Oh, and a power bomb. Wow! On the knee, face first.
Look out.
Blue Thunder. Bang!
From the damn ceiling.
This match has taken so much out of them. Everhart might have a concussion.
We are back. It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, and it is time for Mayhem Mania. Sweet new graphics by Team Hammerfist. Thank you, Jesse. There you go. And the presider, the mistress of Mayhem, Dutters, is with us.
Hello, friends.
Ready to preside over this. Katie, what are we doing?
You know what? Mayhem Mania, it's not just the ultimate fantasy booking challenge, it's also a competitive thought experiment. The object of Mayhem Mania is to craft the best WrestleMania card possible within the boundaries of our current reality. That means anyone from the WWE can book a match and is available to our players. Except for those in space jail.
Of course. And who is in space jail? Who do we have from before?
So our previous space jail folks are Ronda Rousey. This time it's a little bit different. We got the name and then we have the charge.
Yes.
I will remind people of that. So Ronda Rousey, her charge is crimes against humanity or just fashion. CM Punk, their charge is I charge him with disturbing the peace everywhere all at once. From Kincaid. Roman Reigns, that's Tina Keys, excessive use of a chair against the honorary Uso. And then, all right, we got some new folks this time. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Lacey Evans on behalf of all neurospicy wrestling nerds, and that's Team Hammerfist. And then all the McMahons. We're talking Vince, Steph, Shane, and Linda. After the last few decades, to keep them away from anything WWE, and that's from Podner. Don't disagree.
Yeah, so we made a determination that all, while we were just asking for one, we decided if all the McMahons share a single jail cell, then that makes it okay.
Yeah, it's all the same DNA. It's fine.
That's right. Same DNA, same jail cell, right?
It's fine. All right. You ready for, let's review week one matches?
Yes.
All right, so move number one by Tony Kincaid was he created Breezango versus Maximum Male Models. Move number 2 by Dave Podner. He created Dabakato versus Omos versus Shanky versus Sangha.
And by the way,
Davakato made his return.
Yeah, Dabakato made his return Saturday. So
We're already summoning people.
What a premonition happened there. Holy crap.
Podner. Move number 3 by Tina Keys. Created Carmelo Hayes versus Seth Rollins.
Oh, there it is. Lost the graphic. Okay.
Move number 4 by Mad Mike. We got John Cena versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Nice.
Move number 5 by Ronnie Starks. Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. Move number 6 by Dave Podner. R-Truth versus Goldberg.
Jeez.
I can't say that and not smile.
No.
All right, so move number 7 by Alex Cars is Axiom versus Scripps versus Johnny Gargano.
What happened to Scripps? I hope Scripps hasn't gone away.
He's on Level Up.
Is he? Oh, that's right.
And then we got move number 8 by Alex Cars, Piper Niven versus Valhalla.
Nice. Barefoot Valhalla.
Barefoot Valhalla.
That's right.
Oh, boy.
All right. And what can the people do this week?
So this week, we got some different. Well, this is the moves we can make this week. Every week, we invite players to make a change to one of the matches on our cards. They can kill a match entirely and create a new one with other individuals. They can swap out an individual or team in a match for another individual or team. They can swap out an individual or team in a match with an individual or team in another match already on the card. They can add an individual or team to an existing match.
Excellent. And we do have one contribution. This was actually a late comer to the Patreon. We didn't establish a deadline last week. So I carried this move over as a move to this week.
Oh.
So because after I saw what they picked, it worked as a swap for one of the matches you guys made last week.
Oh, no. I'm
Katie,
terrified.
if you'd like to unveil that.
Like drum roll. So we're swapping in Gunther versus Rhea Ripley now.
Ah!
I don't hate it.
So Rhea Ripley versus Gunther?
Yep.
Oh,
That would
boy.
probably be a banger.
Who made that move? Who made that move?
Oh, did I not mark it? Team Hammerfist made it. Sorry.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Of course.
Sorry, I forgot to put it in the
course.
script.
Excellent.
I don't know.
Excellent.
Someone.
Okay. All right. Rhea
Excellent.
versus Gunther. Yeah. Sign me up.
Who are
I'm
our
down.
players this week?
Our players, in no particular order, are Ronnie Starks,
Hey, it's a me.
Podner, and Sorg.
We had you drop out for a bit. So Ronnie, Mad Mike, Tina, Podner, and Sorg. Tina, did you make it back in the call?
She's muted.
She's muted.
See
Okay.
her in the corner.
Well, she's here.
Yeah, she's here.
Okay. Excellent. So what is our official order, Katie? You determine.
Okay, I'm going to start putting them in there. Ooh, I should just like randomly just give you one by one. Or do you want?
Yeah.
So first up is Tina, followed by Podner, then me, Ronnie, and Mad Mike.
Oh, I'm cleaning up. Okay.
Cleaning up.
Oh boy.
Mike the Cleaner, baby.
We gave him the part to do the most damage. Holy crap.
Oh.
Jeez.
Got stretch.
I'm gonna sit back and get ready for the show.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't know. The cards are really solid right now.
I know.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Yep.
Yeah, but
We
we
have
all
to
know
break-
with Tina starting off, there will be chaos.
That's
Yes,
right.
of course.
That is
Absolutely.
true.
Mother of Dragons. Is she?
Are you not with us,
I'm-
Tina?
She's unmuted, but I don't hear her.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, she is present though.
Should we jump and she's muting?
Oh
no.
Tina, if you want to make your move, you are present. You have been noted as present, and I know you're here, so you're on the same page with us. If you want to put your move in the chat room since the audio is not working, we will accept that.
Yeah, so we'll just vamp for a little bit.
We'll vamp for a second.
So Dutters, what's your favorite match so far that we have in this first round?
Ooh, I'm excited about this Rhea versus Gunther. I was like, that's the kind of that's the kind of chaos I'm here for.
Mommy versus Potter.
Versus what? Is that?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm not that far in my Duolingo. I just restarted it, so. What about you, Ronnie? What are you digging?
Like I'm digging the new match now.
Yeah.
I'm not even mad about the change.
That kind of opens. That was your match, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a banger. That should open Mayhem Mania if it makes it to the main card.
That's right.
That should be, give the people what they want. They'll beat the shit out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think they won't.
Mm-hmm.
I already know what moves I'm making today. It all depends on if somebody makes the said move before I do.
Presumably.
I'm terrified that you already know what move you're making.
Oh, no, I know what's going and what's coming. So it all depends on if somebody takes the person or said persons.
Does anybody else have eyes on the chat room? I'm worried that mine's
I
not
do.
updating.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have eyes on chat and nothing. The last thing I see is just you asking Tina if she wants in.
Okay. Well, I'm not able to see if she's active. Let me see something here.
Yeah, she's hopped off the Zoom.
Uh-oh.
Maybe she
restarted.
She probably had to restart.
Uh-oh.
Do we want to have Dave go first and then?
Yeah, let's go ahead and have Dave.
Okay.
We'll see if we can get her in. She may tech support herself into the last slot.
You can always send it via Slack.
That's right.
Yeah. Well. Okay.
All right, Dave.
Now, do you want to do a clock or no?
The
I just want
clock
to make sure we're
is
doing
up.
it correctly.
We got a 60-second clock up.
Okay. This match was found hermetically sealed in a mayonnaise jar under Funkin' Waggle's porch.
What?
What?
Are you doing a
I
Johnny
believe
Carson bit?
Some of those are words.
Yes. Yes, it is.
You just alienated half of our audience and wasted 20 seconds with it.
Luckily, I'm first, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
So, taking out the Axiom, Johnny Gargano and Scripps match.
Oh, poor
Wait
Alex.
a minute. Wait a minute. Sorry, Alex. And I'm adding frantic energy.
Okay.
By replacing it with Nikki Cross.
Okay.
Hold on, let me get it.
What are you doing?
No!
What are you doing?
Oh no!
Hell!
Oh no!
Nikki Cross
They
and Thea
do!
Hale.
Yes, Nikki Cross and Thea Hale. There will be an explosion of energy between those two, especially since we got crazy naked back.
Did you see her get kidnapped and she came back with black lipstick?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is fantastic. And we do have Tina's move to follow you up. So that is
good.
Nikki Cross versus Thea Hale. That's a one-on-one match, correct?
Oh,
One-on-one.
All right.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot of screaming.
Yeah, it is. All right, we do have from Tina. Her move is going to be Asuka versus. I'm noticing a trend here. Roxanne Perez.
And what's she taking out?
Oh yeah, what is that? What is that taking out? Because that's going to be a replace.
Yeah,
because
that's a kill and replace.
I hope she can't because she can't replace the either that or if she wanted to replace the Axiom Scripps Gargano match. Partner can pick a new match to replace.
Yeah, I can. If that's what she wanted, I can pick. I'll try picking another match to get rid of.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm texting her, so she's not on the delay now. So.
Okay.
We'll get that confirmed here. I don't want to make another move until we do have that confirmed.
Yeah, but Jesus, Nikki versus Thea and Asuka versus Roxanne Perez.
Yeah.
We might as well just do an all women's Mayhem Mania.
We're back to basics. We're not doing that yet.
Back to basics.
Back to basics.
It may turn into it. You never know.
You never know.
Let's be honest.
We just go
There's
on
enough
this thread.
women. There's enough women.
Oh,
Okay.
hell yeah, there is.
Oh, we could do that.
Yeah, there's absolutely enough.
Yeah,
women.
she also wanted to get rid of Axiom scripts.
Okay, so
You know what? You can
Dave,
do
Dave
that.
pick
No,
another
so
one.
Dave,
She
you
was
pick a
technically
new match
first.
to get rid of.
Okay, you know what? I'll get rid of the match. I put in the almost shanky avocado.
It's done its job.
Songa.
It's done its job already. It's
So
fine.
you summon Damakato, then you send him back.
Just to put him
Exactly.
Just to put him back in the drawer. A very, very large drawer.
Oh
Jeez.
boy. Okay.
All right, Katie, who's up next?
Ooh, we got Sword.
Oh shit, it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers, Lord.
Oh shit, I better reset this counter. Nope, that's not right. That's not right either. There we go.
Oh, God,
Let's actually give
Sword. Here
myself
we go.
time. Here we go. All right, what am I doing? You guys know what I'm going to do, right?
You're gonna put some friends of the show back.
You know what I'm going to do, right? Like, you can already see what I'm going to do, right?
Is it Elias versus Corey Graves again?
No. No, because Corey's not clear. The rest of the list I knew. Once he is, we're changing the game.
I thought he was.
In the
He's clear.
meantime, you
No,
know
it's
what I'm
Elias
going to do.
versus Ezekiel. It's got to be that.
You know what I'm going to do? All right, what is the most boring match in front of me right now? And not that these are going to be boring, but the most boring, the most unentertaining match. Right now, I've got my time's going out. I feel like we can do something with Goldberg and R-Truth.
Yeah.
You know what? Oh, let's just throw Elias in there and make it a three-way.
Goldberg versus Elias versus R-Truth?
Sure, why not? Because I'm like, well, R-Truth versus Elias is just a mid-card match on Raw. Goldberg versus Elias is just going to be, you know what that's going to be. But if you make it a three-way, now I'm interested on what might happen to this.
Oh, boy.
I mean, as long as we can get a duet, a rap guitar duet between R-Truth and Elias.
Sorg, you actually messed up something I was gonna do.
Oh, I played the spoiler,
Yeah.
huh?
I was thinking about doing something, but I can't do it anymore.
Jeez. All right, Katie, who's up next?
Ronnie Starks.
Before you start my timer, what matches haven't we touched yet?
Breezango versus Maximum Male Models, Rollins versus Carmelo Hayes, Austin versus Cena, and Piper Niven versus Valhalla.
All right,
Those are the ones we have not touched.
We'll get rid of the Breezango tag match.
Wow.
Oh, no.
How
I know,
dare
sorry.
you, Ronnie? How
And
dare
in
you.
its place will be a triple threat tag team match.
Oh boy, here we go.
It'll be Jimmy and Jay Uso
Mm-hmm.
versus DIY.
Is Ciampa cleared?
Hmm.
I think Ciampa is still injured.
Is he?
I think so.
Hmm.
He hasn't been
Okay.
on TV in a
No.
hot minute.
Well, Johnny did mention he's injured during his thing with The Miz, but
Yeah.
I don't know how close he is to coming back.
Well, if he's injured, that's fine. I'll just do Gargano and Dexter Loomis.
Okay.
We'll bring that back.
Keep it
And
in the
then-
family.
Might as well keep it. Oh god. Oh god, my head went somewhere terrible.
No, it's in the right place.
Okay, and shut up. And then Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Oh, okay. All right. I like
Okay,
that.
Okay.
I like that.
What, is there a rule on can he use somebody that was just removed?
Nope.
So
No.
Gargano's off the table.
Okay.
No, he can't.
He can't.
As long as it wasn't removed from the match that he.
Oh,
got
he
rid of.
can't remove
Yeah.
it with a match
Yeah.
with that person. Gotcha.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, Sword, the move I was going to make, I was going to add to the Breezango and Maximum Male Models match.
Sorry.
I was gonna add Elias and Boogs.
There's no sorry. There's no sorry
There's
in
no sorry in
Mayhem
Mayhem
Mania. Are you
no,
kidding
no,
me?
it's fine. We're here to hurt feelings.
That's right. All right. So we
That's just
removed
how this works.
Ryan removed Breezango and versus Maximel Models and added Dexter and Gargano versus Sami and Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the Usos.
Usos.
Oh wait, there's a three-way. Oh,
Versus the
versus the
Usos,
Usos.
yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Oh
So
boy.
you're going to have fun with those graphics. Squeeze 6 people in there.
Yep.
Okay. So let's see. Either I can Alex Carr someone, or this is tough. Because I was gonna do an Elias Boogs alliance, like just call them the Wild Drifters.
Kind of needs to happen now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Now that they're on the same show.
I like the Rhea versus Gunther match, so I'm not gonna Alex Carr's that. But I hate to say it, Tina. I'm looking at this Carmelo and Seth match.
Oh no! But that's a good match.
No, I know it's a good. I don't know if I'm doing anything to it yet. I'm just looking at it.
I'll say that's a next year's WrestleMania match.
That could be.
Yeah,
that could be.
That's the thing. It very well could be.
Yeah.
Is it too realistic?
See, this is
what is the goal here?
We're trying to book a better show.
Book better than WrestleMania.
Book
Yes.
better.
Yes.
Book better, not.
It's
All right, you know what? No, I'm
harder
not gonna
these
do
days.
that. I'm not gonna do that. I'll. Tina's not here to fight for her own pick, so I'll let that stand for a week.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace Valhalla with someone who just returned tonight on NXT.
Uh-oh.
And we're going to have Piper Niven versus Ilya Dragunov.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
That's what we're gonna do.
What?
We're
Yeah.
gonna do Piper Niven versus Ilya Dragunov.
Okay.
That was a left turn right there.
I was literally off the top of my head.
I don't hate it at all.
Top of my head, because I want to see Ilya Dragunov go for a Torpedo Moscow at Piper Niven and just bounce off. And she just shrugs him off. Like that to me, it just sounds magical.
But you forget that he literally beat the shit out of Walter or Gunther.
No, I don't. I don't forget at all.
Oh my god!
You
But also,
need to see Piper Niven in a Falls Count Anywhere match, sir.
I was gonna say, I'll say you watched the ICW ones, right?
No, I watched someone on NXT UK.
Oh, you need to watch. You need to watch.
Kaylee Ray. That they went fucking.
Dude. Watch. I don't think you can right now. Well,
it's probably off Peacock.
Well, hey, WXW is still on there, so I'm wondering if it wasn't all of them that got pulled. But it's got to be on YouTube or something. But I think it's the ICW.
No,
Falls Count
WXW
Anywhere.
is still on Peacock. It's ICW in progress.
Yeah. So, but you need to find that, sir. I'm sure you have ways to find it.
Which one?
It's I think it's the ICW one, and it's Viper, I guess, Niven, and was she Killer Kelly before? Was that right?
Killer Kelly?
No, that's somebody else. That's the one in Impact. I'm sorry. Yeah, but no, the two of them. It's the same match. It's Falls Count Anywhere.
Oh, Kaylee Ray. Okay.
Kaylee Ray. Yeah, it's the same match, but it's like not on TV, so they do a bit more. So because I think Tina recommended.
There's a match: Piper Niven versus Alpha Fire, Queen of Insanity. Yeah,
that stuff. That kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Go look at that.
I'm just seeing the end result thumbnail, and
Yep,
I'm very happy with my
Fear and Loathing 11.
Fear and Loathing, yeah. Viper and Kaylee Ray, Queen of Insanity match. Tina's confirming.
I just saw it on the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I definitely want to see Viper versus
Who
Ilya
needs
Dragunov
the
now.
peacock?
No one.
When you got
Dear
YouTube.
God. the trash can full of thumbtacks.
Mm-hmm. Everybody remember this when we get to Patreon in the back, by the way. So
Queen of Insanity, man.
Katie, I don't know if you could read my notes or if you were taking separate notes, but what do we have now?
Oh, geez. Let's see. Podner brought in Cross versus Thea Hale, and he dropped the 4-way.
Mm-hmm.
Tina brought in Roxanne versus Asuka and removed the 3-way. So no 4-ways, no 3-ways, just 2 ways.
Just 1 ways.
Just 1 way?
For a turn.
We got a 6-way or
Well, we still have a 3-way. We still have a 3-way match.
Yes.
And then Sorg added Elias to the Goldberg versus R-Truth match.
Because why not?
Got a little more chaos. Now we got a 3-way.
Now we got to figure out what instrument Bill Goldberg plays.
The piccolo.
It's
The piccolo.
the ocarina.
No, that's what Cody plays.
So sorry, Katie. Go ahead.
You're fine. Roddy removed Breezango versus I'm gonna go with M&M. Added Dexter and Gargano versus Sammy and Owens versus Usos.
Excellent.
And finally, Mad Mike added Piper and removed Valhalla and added Ilya Dragon.
Dragon off. I know it says Dragon space of when it autocorrected.
Dragon.
Ilya Dragunov.
I'll get better about this. I'm trying to write it so I
Dragon.
remember it for the post later.
Dragon, rock the dragon.
Dragon.
Unleash the dragon.
Oh my god. So that is the lineup after a second week of Mayhem Mania. And wow, that is a lineup.
Well done, everyone.
Oh, good job, everybody.
We're doing a good job this year.
Yes. I think it's nice. We're focused. We're back to basics. This is something, and we've already put an entire family in jail. So
Does that include Triple H?
well, the line is actually Stephanie, Vince. What was it? Stephanie, Vince, Shane.
I mean, Triple
and...
H is not in any condition.
No. And Linda was included in that. I did not add Linda because the graphic was getting full, and I feel like she's a politician now and staying away from this. So, I made the executive call on that one. She's standing there behind them because she's so much shorter.
No, she's in the wheelchair.
She's in the wheelchair. There you go. That's how explain it. She's
in the wheelchair.
She's just in the corner and catatonic again.
Sorg, just in the graphic, just put the top of her head.
Perhaps we'll see. Maybe I'll squeeze her in next week. I will have to find the picture of her with the wheelchair. Oh shit! Then just Stratus in the corner winking at him.
Yep.
Just the completely throwback to that horrid storyline. So, oh my god, Katie, how are you doing after the second week of this?
Not bad. This is pretty fun so far. Don't ruin it next week.
We'll see. All right,
This
over
is
under.
only the first week where we had to break some hearts.
That's
so.
right. This is where it starts, and then it's going to continue. We will have a Mayhem Mania. We'll have a live show next week. Just a program note: the 18th, we will not have a Mayhem Mania. So whatever bridges you burn,
18th?
whatever bridges.
The 21st.
You mean the 21st?
What's the 18th? Oh, the 18th. I'm working, and that's one of the reasons we're not doing anything on the 21st. Damn it. Remember, Katie, when I just tried to book you for 420 and it was supposed to be in 2 weeks? Yeah. That's how good I'm doing. Yes. So
you got him, Sorg.
Yes. So whatever bridges you burn next week will be aflame for an extra week, is what I'm trying to say. So
I'm just gonna have to take some kind of poster with me to Disney and just hold it up in front of the Falcon and say, "Screw your feelings," with my new match graphic on it.
Yes. Is that going to do your pick for the week?
Yeah.
I will say I am not going to be on next week. So if someone if someone gets rid of my match, I'll have 2 weeks to think about revenge. I'm just throwing that out.
Yeah,
just throwing that out there.
Listen,
I'll have 2 weeks to think about how to get back at you in the worst possible.
Ronnie, if you turn in that graphic before deadline that week you're gone, I will include it as your first pick.
Okay.
That will win for just the method.
I'll try to get not a big poster board, but something I could fit in my bag.
I don't give a shit about your logistics. Make it happen.
Okay. I'll make it happen.
Ronnie, make it happen.
I'll make it happen.
You figure it out, but you're the one in Florida. You're the one that has to figure that out. So
I'll figure it out.
But if you get it to me, you will have the pick for the week, the first pick for the week. That deserves it. Listen, favors and not favors, but and I think Katie already said that she's bribable.
Mm-hmm. And no one's tried it yet.
No, nobody has tried it yet.
I tried it accidentally.
Yeah, you did.
It counts.
So if everybody sips an extra 0 in their Patreon, then just saying, or A0, I guess. Anyways, So Mayhem Mania, that is it. Second week is in the can. It's time to find out, what did you learn from wrestling this week? Who'd like to go first? Chat room, please hit us up as well.
I've learned that Cody Rhodes is eventually become Terry Funk when he's older, and he's gonna scream forever, forever.
I think
he's gonna cry on screen.
Mhm.
Like, forever.
He's kind of there now already.
Mhm.
I think Cody Rhodes can't wait to become Terry Funk.
Yeah.
Like, I really think he just like, I think he's one of those guys, like, I can't wait to be an old wrestler to do whatever the hell I want then. Because, I mean, his dad kind of did that, didn't he? Because that's when he was doing, well, I guess he did bloody matches back in the 80s, but.
I mean, hell, Dustin's doing that now.
That's true. That's true.
Dustin's about to have a blood feud with Swerve.
Oh, jeez, he is, isn't he? Oh, jeez. Anyways, who's next? What'd you learn?
I'll go.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead, partner.
Okay, I learned that, and I learned this tonight, that Shawn Michaels wanted to rewrite his own storyline at the end of NXT, except that instead of that coward going through the plate glass window, Gigi Dolan tried to escape through that door, that coward. And JC Jane did not like that, and that was a nasty kick to the face. I mean, that was impactful.
I think somebody owed her money.
Yeah, I mean that ooh. And that door did not give.
No, it didn't.
No, it did not.
For a freestanding door in a wrestling ring, it didn't move at all.
Also, if you go through the door, like exit through the Ding Dong Hello door, do you end up at the APA poker table?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm curious now. I kind of want to see that happen.
Is that, or is the other side of that door the one where Bray Wyatt comes out?
No, it's a different color door.
Oh, okay. Thank you for qualifying that. Mike, what'd you learn?
I learned that we've gone from boss time to it's time to rock and roll because Trish is showing up next week.
What?
And this time she's in control. And we're going to get Trish, Lita, and Becky versus Damage Control. And that's going to be wild. That's going to be wild shit.
Listen, I learned that last night was my Raw 30 because Lita came out of fucking nowhere in that match. I'm like, that music hit. I'm like, what? Lita? God, that's great.
Oh, and Sorg, did you see the post Raw Becky Lynch doing the Jeff Hardy arm move?
No.
Yeah, later into the ring, you saw Becky doing the.
Was that after they went dark?
Yeah. Someone captured it on cell phone video.
Oh, that's
wonderful.
fantastic. That's
wonderful.
amazing. Oh boy. Katie, what'd you learn in wrestling this week?
I'm an excellent GM.
Oh yes.
Oh, did you kick Riz's ass?
We're still in what? I think we lasted until week 8.
No, you got the week 12 of 15.
Was it 12? Okay.
Yeah. And you guys were within like hundreds of dollars of each other, I think.
Katie, you gotta watch what Breeze and Woods are doing in the Battle of the Brands for tips.
That may be a good one. That's over on Up, Down, Down, right?
Yeah.
Katie, what was your big selling point on all of your shows? What were you putting in everything?
My run-in. Bobby Lashley run-in. He wrestled in one match, and then it was a run-in for almost every other, like at least once a show.
Oh.
And then I had a show with every match was a Hell in a Cell.
Holy crap!
Wasn't it Lana and Tamina?
Tamina was having her best year on your GM mode.
Wow.
Phenomenal. It was like a 70%, like a 70 in the likability, like popularity.
She's never reached that. So
that's wild.
It's amazing.
I don't think she's ever reached that cumulatively.
Hey, side what I learned. I watched what I presume is the finale of the season of Young Rock, where they did young Andre and young Pat Patterson was phenomenal. They'd also do Peter Maivia. I didn't know some things about Peter Maivia in movies, and they have an interaction with him and a certain movie star that is pretty fantastic. So definitely check out. It's I think they're on season 3, episode 10 of Young Rock. Really, really
I gotta
good.
catch up.
And they tell Pat Patterson's early story.
That's
cool.
So it's very,
just had
very
a
cool.
Friend, sorry.
Go ahead.
I just had a friend do extra work for Young Rock.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice. It's good. Isn't it so? It's so weird to watch an NBC primetime show where they straight up are doing wrestling lingo. Like they explain it, but like unapologetically, they're just. It's really interesting, especially when they were talking about the movie kind of stunt work stuff in it. Like they were talking about like the wrestling way and everything, right? So, and actually they talked about a trick that I didn't know about throwing punches. So, but I'm not going to spoil that. But anyways, anybody else in here? Chat
and
room?
one more thing.
Yes.
Molly Holly is playable in 2K23. So
She
that's
was-
a win. That's a win for all of us.
She was in 222, wasn't she?
No, she was not.
No. She was. I know she was in one of them, probably like 22 or something. I know I've played as her. So what I learned today that has nothing to do about wrestling, don't take an old Xbox 360 and putting on its side or you'll ruin your Tekken Pro Street Fighter disc.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Sorg needs to go buy a new game. Anyways, or find, anybody knows any disc repair? I don't know if the Exchange still does it. Please give me any tips on that in my DMs, please.
I can check right now.
Wait, what are you Googling it?
Yeah.
I can Google it. I mean, it's all right. Thank you.
Well,
But
I was just trying to help.
thank you, bro. I just haven't had
Get the
time
fuck
to.
out of me.
No, you're all right, man. It's fine. I appreciate it. So, all right. I think that's everybody. I don't see anything in the chat room. Katie, thank you so much for presiding.
Oh, anytime. I'll be back next week.
Yes. Are you going to be at any wrestles this weekend? No, I don't think you are you?
No, I got other plans.
Oh, okay. All right. But anyways, a lot of wrestling happened this weekend. Of course, as Micah mentioned, Thursday night, 2TT. Oh God, I can't. 2T. The thing out in New Kensington. We're going to be out there. There's going to be a few matches. It's going to be streaming, like I said, on the Indie Wrestling stuff. And of course, Rise Wrestling is going to be this weekend as well. We'll be out there doing production. That'll be, of course, on the network shortly after. And a lot of stuff happening the next week, and we'll get into that next week. I don't think we have anybody scheduled. We'll see about changing that because there's plenty to talk about.
It's also Valentine's Day next week.
It's Valentine's Day next week?
Yes, it is.
Oh, we need a wrestling couple to come in then.
Maybe Pretty Proper.
I think they're. Last I knew, they were in fucking Alaska, so we'll see about that.
It'd be another state for us to check off our list.
For what? What to have people come in from?
Yeah,
that is true. I don't think we've ever had a call from Alaska.
I don't think so.
No.
Can we get Katie and Andrew?
What's that?
Can we get Katie and Andrew?
I was thinking about that. Don't blow up my spot here.
Yeah.
Somebody tagged them and said they should be on the show. Call them out publicly. That's how we get booked now. But anyways,
I'll just drop them DMs.
There you go. Slide in the DMs. That's weird. Anyways, thank you to Christopher Landis and that book again. Ronnie, you got it in front of you.
Yep.
Nope. There you go. It's a reach right there. Quest. No, I can't read. Quest for the Dragon Star.
Hold on. There.
The WMAC Masters. And again, please, if you're catching up on the episodes on the YouTubes, it's apparently very, very worth it. I was loving it. I was loving it. Some good stuff there. Prof Pod on the Twitters. Ronnie Starks is various things on the social medias. Mad Mike 483. Who else is in here that I'm missing? I think that's everybody, right? Katie is K Dutters on the Twitters.
Hey.
Kate Marie PGH on the Instagram.
She likes chocolate milk.
She likes chocolate milk.
I do.
You do.
Love chocolate milk.
Yes. I'm Matt Sorgatron. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. Mayhem out.
Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.